China has praised a U.S. trade panel's decision to reject an investigation into imports of Chinese steel fasteners, saying it was the correct judgment. China's commendation contrasted with the flare-up in the trade tension last week when the United States imposed new anti-dumping duties on steel pipes and China launched its own investigation into imports of U.S.-made automobiles. Both countries, while pressing on with trade cases, are also seeking to ensure a cordial atmosphere for U.S. President Barack Obama's visit to China later this week. State media says an initial group of 9 Uyghurs have been executed for taking part in July's deadly ethnic rioting in the country's far west. The China News Service has reported that the 9 were put to death recently, but gave no specific date or other details. It says the execution followed a review of the verdicts by the Supreme People's Court as required by law. The 9 were convicted of committing murder and other crimes during the riots that left nearly 200 people dead in China's worst ethnic violence in decades. American Airlines has announced that it will begin daily nonstop Beijing to Chicago flights from April next year. American Airlines started its daily nonstop Chicago to Shanghai flight in April 2006. The Beijing to Chicago flight, to be launched next year, will expand American Airlines' network and provide convenience for travelers during the World Expo 2010 in Shanghai. Prosecutors in Beijing have issued arrest warrants for a further 15 people in connection with the fatal fire at China Central Television's new headquarters. A huge blaze ripped through a building adjoining the iconic CCTV tower earlier this year, killing 1 person following an illegal fireworks display. The building, part hotel and part facilities for the state-run CCTV, caught alight when a firework landed on its roof during Chinese New Year celebrations. The Beijing Times reports that most recent arrests were of employees of a company decorating the building's outside wall. 5 people have been confirmed killed 2 days after their van fell into a river in the southwestern province of Guizhou. 5 people, including 3 men and 1 woman and a boy, were in the van when it crashed into the 10-meter deep Lianjiang River in Huishui County. Police are investigating the cause of the accident. Company chiefs at global power business AES Corporation have announced the sale of a 15% stake in the company to China's investment arm for close to $1.6 billion in a move to raise cash to develop projects around the world. AES also said its third-quarter profit jumped 28% year-over-year as improved performance by its generation businesses in Chile and the Philippines and its Brazilian utilities offset weak demand and prices in North America. AES provides power in 29 countries, with more than 2/3 of its revenue generated outside of the U.S. China's passenger car sales rose 76% last month as economic growth and government stimulus measures spurred demand in the world's largest auto market so far this year. According to the China Association of Automobile Manufacturers, October sales of cars, sport utility vehicles, and multi-purpose vehicles climbed to just short of 1 million units. Sales in the first 10 months rose more than 45% from a year earlier to more than 8 million. One of China's most outspoken and influential journalists has resigned from her post as editor of Taiping magazine. Hu Shuli's departure follows months of uncertainty about the future of the bi-weekly magazine, which is considered by many to be China's most important news publication because of its independent voice. Ms. Hu, named one of the top 100 public intellectuals in the world by Foreign Policy magazine last year, was reportedly angry at what she saw as the magazine owner's lack of support for the publication. Journalists at Taiping are known for pushing boundaries with the country's censors. And that's the BON headlines for now, but we'll be back with more news after this.